Your Royal Highness, Your Majesty, King Constantine, and Your Royal Highness, Princess Anna Marie of Denmark. I noticed that there was trouble at that Danish match for the young footballer, and it is so vital for people all over the world to be involved in sport. There's just so much, within us that we need this for everything, for enjoyment. But the other thing is that the person that Welsh guy, that he loves all the old beautiful old things, but the other night I clocked him, and it was the Elgin marbles. It's a copy, and when they researched it, when Elgin was coming away, he couldn't take everything of the Parthenon, the marbles, the heaviness, etc. So what he did was he copied them beautifully, and then the museum in London, they clocked onto that and they copied it, and it went all around the world. No, no, no. As far as Melina Mercury is concerned, as far as her fight for these Elgin marbles, but absolutely, absolutely. And as far as the elderly are concerned, and that we have to sort of take up the reins, it's easy. You just write a letter. The place down the back there, and it keeps clogging up. You used to have ducks and, foxes, etc., and squirrels. There's not much there, but nobody will take responsibility. So you just keep writing and putting it in. But as an elderly person, my letter will be going off to British Museum to say, excuse me, but I would like that to go back. And they can answer or not, and I'll just tick it off in a box. So just to let you know, I'm handing that over. I'm keeping the bit up top that's Scottish independence, etc., because I've got lectures to go out for different people. Somebody actually will maybe be here today or tomorrow, that I can afford to try to get to grips with this, turning it around for everybody. But next thing that I wanted to speak about, and if you'll just excuse me, both of you, I'm just going to go directly to the next bit. It's about Murdoch, and it's about Mosley and the amount of money and millions that he spent to make sure that Murdoch realised that the privacy, you cannot take that away from people. And he did that. The other thing about Murdoch is that he's on today about the Times. So they're grudgingly giving him something or other, but the things that he wants taken away that Thatcher had put down. But I'm telling him, and I'm telling Polly Toynbee, do I hold him responsible for the death of Princess Diana? Oh yes, I do. Because first and foremost, the journalists, when they find out that Camilla's going to be there, and so very early on in the marriage, they were in, and she had to leave the polo field, because they were throwing bits at her, etc. This is the filth, this is the nonsense, Polly, and all of the journalists who don't like that, don't want that. There was a guy in London when I was young, and Italian, and he said the paparazzi, it means parrot, and they would do anything. So do I hold them responsible? Yes, of course I do. Of course I do. There are times when you have to be told that there are things that you can want, and you can want them all your life. But somebody has to say no to you. And I'm afraid it's already been said many, many times. So let's know when he gets the message. Next thing, as far as the programme this morning is concerned, they're talking about cosmetics, this new cosmetics that's out. I'm so glad that I had that wonderful, wonderful, one word, lanolin. Because, you know, I don't have to go back down, drag all the people from the past and all the maxims. I just have to hold on to that. Because lanolin is something that is, you know, everything's much of a muchness as far as the cosmetic industry is concerned. And the amount of vivisection that they do. Oh. So anyway, the phone's ringing there, put me off. So as I say, anything that they do, I have to say, it's the eulogy of people, you know, stocks and shares going up and down and up. And then there's something called insider trading, etc. And I don't think that Mr. King really realises that the responsibility for the lives of people all around the world that are dying, it is not just one person. It's not just one child. You know, it's everybody's concern. It should be, especially since we're right in the middle of it all. But there was a young woman in America who gave me something called shortbread as a present that she'd made. And she made it to the recipe of, was it Mary Baker? She's famous in America, but she went to jail for insider trading. Oh, please don't make me laugh. Or, you know, it could be that I'll choke, because she did it with grace. She went to jail and she came out, and that's the tale that's told to everybody that's in Goldman Sachs, and you're all up here just waiting and pouncing for what? The whiskey industry. You keep forgetting that we're Scots. You keep forgetting. So there's other things there. It's one of the things we have is the lanolin, and if you put it with another agent, everything is much of a muchness, and it's not the chemists. They're rolling it in with tax. Everybody's rolling it in with tax exempts for doing what you call it, the NHS. But the pharmacists and the scientists are truly wonderful, and all they do is just emulsify it. And it used to be that if you went to get you were going to breastfeed your child, there was a certain cream, nipple cream, that was there. So if you emulsify the lanolin with the olive oil, that's it. And that's for your skin. And it leaves things with a pH that's acid. And also on the skin, there's carbolic soap and there's glycerin soap. So these two things, the carbolic soap is used for people to wash their hands and to scrub them in hospitals. And the glycerin soap leaves the skin. It's the only one that leaves the skin with acid. And that's it. I've got most of my original nursing notes, and ethics is one. I'll be making lists out and putting them in. And I thank you for listening to me. Thank you, everybody.